Greetings, world. Us hairy game lords this evening have been playing this. Dungeon Drop. What did we think? Find out. Well, I backed this on Kickstarter. It is from Phase Shift. And I think, actually, currently, right now, on Kickstarter, is the expansion, or a couple of expansions for this. So it's well worth checking it out. Great little game. So, I went for the deluxe version. So you've got tons of these kind of like wooden and, printed, transferred little meeple things. I mean, it's just pretty. It doesn't feel like you really need them, but it had lots of additional stuff in as well. You've got really great components in this game. So there's a little solo score track. There's a teamwork one. Then all of the cards are of the same size. So they're all of these squares. You've got the gelatinous cube. That is a variant that you can play with. Fantastic. You've got some other different variants as well going on. But what's really cool is when it comes to your player, you get at random chosen. You choose like your character and their kind of skill. So as you can see here, there's the Boblin Warrior. Now, as it was, I had an absolutely sweet skill. I was the ranger, something else. I was something and the ranger. But this ranger here, oh my word, what an amazing skill this was. And of course, Sourpuss Dave the Grey was like, your skill is overpowered. He wouldn't have been saying that if he was the ranger.
Maybe not.
Basically, in this game, you have a whole load of cubes. You drop them onto the table. And wherever they land, that is what kind of forms the dungeon. There are grey cubes in there that are like the pillars, and then you have to, by looking down on the table, you have to choose an area of a triangle, and then you collect all of the cubes inside that triangle. It's up to you to choose and mark out that triangle from the grey squares. And of course, my ranger one allowed me to count one. Count one cube outside the dungeon boundary as a pillar. Oh, that opened up a whole load of new amazing bounty for me to get. Now, obviously, when you're collecting those cubes, some of those cubes will harm you. And as you can see here on the Wood Elf, you only have 3 hearts. So you make sure you don't get certain goblins, or for instance, that might hurt and hinder your progress. There are also hidden missions as well. So everybody has a hidden mission that they need to do, or a quest. Here's one, for instance. And so they're collecting certain cubes because then that will give them additional bonus points at the end of the game. Brilliant. Very, very clever game. Really fun. And yeah, really clever. One thing that I think could be a bit of a problem, and that is AP. So it can take those players that like to strategize it up, Dave the Grey, can take a while for him to choose.
Let's be fair, Dave the Grey would probably have AP on Jenga.
I am the Jenga master. I
bet
win
you
Jenga
are.
and wipe your...
Oh, all right, Dave.
Yeah.
Family show. So
outside now. Big blocks in the car park.
So yeah, I really enjoyed the game, obviously because I won. But very clever game. Well worth checking out on Kickstarter at the moment for the expansions, but also getting involved with. Big thumbs up from the Bearded Lady.
Dungeon Drop is beautiful in its simplicity. You've just got a whole load of cubes all over the table. I'll be honest, my OCD, I did struggle a little bit with the mess. But the beauty of Dungeon Drop is that, yes, it's mess because the way the cubes fall and just sort of spill all over the table totally randomly, you're then creating kind of patterns in the randomness by trying to find those triangles that will score you the best points you can possibly get. So obviously different coloured cubes, the different colours, the different shades, and various other cubes will score you sort of standard points, but each individual player has got their own special quest that they're on with kind of specific colours that will score better, or you've got to get collections of certain colours to get extra points. So working out which triangle will give you the best scoring options is vital. But there are also then the sort of negatives, the cubes, like the trolls and the goblins and things like that, and the dragons that will do you damage if you pick them up. But invariably, some of them are going to be in the triangle that you're after. So it's balancing, which one's going to give you the best scores. And then you even have the option to pick up chests and keys, and then you can dig into the box. And you can put more cubes, special cubes, and sort of higher bonus cubes. There are larger cubes that sometimes score more points, and they can come out onto your table as well. So lots of different options for scoring points. I lost my combination. I realised halfway through the game I shouldn't have been playing with the character I'd got, because my character had a team bonus and we weren't playing the team game. So it was going to be very difficult for me to win, and lo and behold I didn't. Make sure you read the rules is the clear lesson for me there, and to fully read rather than just jumping in and thinking you know what you're doing. But we had a blast playing this game. Definitely worth checking out on the Kickstarter, because you could not only get the core game, but you'll be able to get the expansions that they're releasing as part of this Kickstarter. So it's a lovely little game. Artwork is stunning, and all in that kind of dungeon questy D&D type feel to it. So you've got all the different classes that you'd expect, and some really nice combos. Loved it.
Hi, Dave the Grey here. Now, you would have thought from listening to Pete just then that he was strategizing and trying to decide what the best way of getting, how many cubes you get in triangles, but avoiding the goblins and the trolls. Whereas me, I get accused of analysis paralysis, playing with little tiny cubes. Dual double standards? Anybody? I think so. Just because I'm old doesn't mean my brain has gone. Well, my brain has gone, but that's a separate issue. But no, this is probably as much fun as you can get, bouncing little pieces of wood off a table and trying not to drop them on the floor. It was an awful lot of fun. And there is quite a lot to be had from, trying to get a pattern. When you're dropping them, obviously, you're trying to just drop them, but actually you're trying to use the power of your mind to get them into a good pattern. Doesn't work as well as certain movies implied that it might. That's what I found anyway. But no, it's a blast. It's dead easy. You can play it with anybody. You can learn the rules in a couple of minutes, and there is an awful lot of fun to be had here. So check it out. 2 thumbs up from me. Absolute blast.
Gelatinous.
Thank you. What is it?
Gelatinous.
The gelatinous. Hey.
You're right there, Pete.
No. So you can get chests. You blap me, and I will kill you. Chop it off.
Dungeon drop.